Redman All-American Pulling Circuit. I'm Dave Grimm, and welcome to tonight's broadcast as we come to you from the Birmingham Jefferson Coliseum in Birmingham, Alabama. Always one of the biggest and best on the TNT Redman All-American Pulling Circuit. We're ready to go with the action, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Circuit. This will be our first official distance in the two-wheel drive super modified class. Mark Haerr in a 1984 Chevrolet body with a KB Hemi under the hood. And Mark Haerr has trouble getting a hold of the track.
It's shaping up to be a tough night in Birmingham. The track is slick, and it's going to be a challenge for the pullers to dial into it. The officials have decided to lighten the sled, and Stitches will be the new test puller.
Following the restart in this class, Jim Lyons now will be our official test puller. Jim is the top engine builder on the Redman TNT circuit, and he hails from Louisville, Kentucky. This guy just doesn't like to lose. And Jim Lyons is known for putting the hammer down, and let's see if he does it right now. Jim Lyons with the Stitches 10-Ken truck from Louisville, Kentucky. Jim with the GMC running right down the center of the track. They have taken weight out of the weight transfer machine. They've lightened up the sled, so he will be our puller here on the restart, considered the test puller in the class. Not only has a four-wheel drive, but also the two-wheel drive you see in this class right now.
Stitch's rear wheels spinning out, unable to get a bite on the track. And it's doubtful that Jim Lyons will take that pull, but he has the option.
Well, you can see Jim Lyons having trouble getting maxed up to this track. And Jim, what's it going to take for a puller to get locked into the track?
Well, I don't know, Dave. It's not taking a lot of weight, and you just can't hook to it.
Can you drop some gears and run a lower tire speed?
We could, but that wouldn't help either.
So what's it going to take to win?
Just ever who can figure out how to drive on it. I'm going to drop and go back fourth.
All right. Well, Jim Lyons will decline that run. He will drop 4 positions. He'll get another shot at the sled. Let's see if he can improve. Well, with this track being a little bit on the wet side tonight, the two-wheel drive pullers may have a lot of trouble getting locked into the track because they spin their tires much faster. It may take lower tire speed on a track like this in Birmingham to win the pull.
The sled is set. Now it's up to the pulling teams to figure out the proper proportion of weight distribution and horsepower that will beat the track tonight in Birmingham. The rest of the field will be watching these early runs closely. First up will be young Tim Mikulski out of LaGrange, Texas, in serious business.
This is one beautiful truck. Anything goes in this class as long as they meet the wheelbase requirements. They're limited to one V8 engine. From there on, it's anybody's ball game. Jim Lyons says he doesn't know what it's going to take to win. Let's see if Tim Mikulski does rather, from LaGrange, Texas, the 41 Chevrolet called Serious Business.
A good run for Tim Mikulski. The front end really got up in the air. He may have been a little light.
Mike, it was a good run. Tell us about it.
I guess it's all right.
A little light on the front?
No, not too bad.
All right, now we come right back to Mark Haerr, the farmer from Springfield, Ohio. That's about 40 miles west of Columbus, Ohio, the Buckeye capital. A lot of good pulling takes place in the Buckeye State, and Mark Haerr is one of the top pullers. He's not had the kind of season that he once though, however, on the Redman circuit. He's only number 12 for 1988. He has switched motors and gone to a big KB called the Keith Black Chrysler Hemi engine. A year ago, he ran what was called the Aries, an all-aluminum block engine, but they were not satisfied with the kind of service they were getting from the Aries people. So they went to the Keith Black with a veiny head, and they've been very satisfied for 88. Mark Haerr and Mike. Mark Haerr has taken the lead. All right, Mark Haerr, you've taken the lead now in this class. What's it going to take for these pullers to catch you?
Well, it's going to take a good hole shot. It's really hard getting it out of the hole there, and the track has got the capability of being a good track, but it's a little greasy on the top, you know, and if you light them too hard, it seems like it just spins and you never get hooked in, and so you got to drive out and get a good hook and have your weight right. But I don't think that'll be good enough to win, but, you know, that's all we could do.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Mark Haerr from Springfield, Ohio, feels that his distance will be beat. But for now, he's in the lead at 152.83. And here comes Jim Lyons now out of Louisville, Kentucky, the Stitches 1010 GMC. With too much wheel speed. Jim Lyons having trouble coming down the track, and this has just not been his night at all. Normally, Jim Lyons is in the top 3 at any pull you go to in America, and sometimes they go your way, and sometimes they don't. All right, for you Chevrolet fans, look at this, an El Camino. He's running the Aries engines, all aluminum block, 575 cubic inches, about $30,000 for this engine right here. $60,000 invested in this two-wheel drive super modified. The Midnight Express, Kenny Lamont from Illinois. And Kenny Lamont comes up short. Kenny Lamont now 147.65, number 3. For Kenny, number 3 behind Tim Mikulski. Mark Haerr is still in the lead at 152.83. Well, coming up to the sled right now is Chuck Chitwood out of Lafayette, Tennessee, a very popular puller on the TNT Redman circuit. He's got a brand new truck for 1988, but it didn't always look this good when they first brought it out of the shop. As they were loading this truck back in January onto the trailer, the cable broke on the winch. The truck rolled off the trailer. They had the door down on the garage. It rolled right out through the door, and it broke a lot of the sheet metal, and they had to give it a brand new paint job. He said he was absolutely sick. One of the worst things that's ever happened to him in pulling. But they got it all fixed, and they're here tonight in Birmingham, Alabama. He's got to beat 152.83 to take the lead. Let's see if he can do it.
Into the track either.
Chuck Chitwood, I tell you, this is a real tricky track tonight. What do you got to do to win this pull?
Well, I wish I knew. If I did, I'd do it.
All right.
It's just, like you say, it's just real tricky out here. The track is just, I don't know, it's odd. It's different.
All right. A greasy track here in Birmingham has prevented these trucks from locking into the track. It's going to take a whale of a run to win.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with the finale to this two-wheel drive shootout in Birmingham. Welcome back to Birmingham. Richard Wisnant is backing in now with Hot Shot. This track has really got the pullers stumped tonight. Mark Haerr's run of 152.83 feet remains the best so far. Let's see if Hot Shot can knock off Spike.
Currently number 5 on the Redman Series. Here's Dick Wisnant out of Alabama. Union Grove, Alabama, pulling the 85 Chevrolet S10 called Hot Shot. He won a week ago at the Houston Astrodome in front of 75,000 people, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest show in the Redman Series. And he can do it here in Birmingham. His home state pull, turn it loose, Chevrolet. A good run. comes up a little short. Richard Wisnett, 145.03. And that'll put him in the number 4 position. Butch Haerr has been way down on the red man standings. He's currently number 16. And the distance to beat, 152.83. This is a Ford Courier. A Ford Courier, which was actually built in England. This truck was built in England. And there aren't many of them in the United States. Everybody is having trouble getting a hold of the track here tonight in Birmingham. Somebody, though, still has a shot to win. Coming up, one of the most popular drivers on the Red Man TNT circuit is going to be the truck they call Bad Dog, driven by Mike Stowe, a farmer from Warrenton, Georgia. Now, you may ask, how can a farmer afford to be involved in a sport like this with a $60,000 two-wheel drive truck? He, along with other pullers like John Heilman, who also is a farmer, will tell you that the money they make in this sport helps support their farm back home. Now, a year ago, Mike Stowe changed engines in this Ford 1968 model. He put a big Aries engine in, $27,000 to $30,000 worth of horsepower, approximately 1,700 horsepower. And since he went to the new engine, he has been dynamite. Watch for Mike Stowe to possibly take the lead here in Birmingham. Mike, just everybody's having trouble getting locked into the track. What's it going to take to win this pull?
It's over. That first pass and everything loose there, it's just getting wetter and wetter now, and it's harder and harder to get it out of the hole. It's done. It's history.
Well, good luck. Mike Stowe out of Warrenton, Georgia, comes up short, and he was one of the favorites here in this class. All right, here's the final puller in the class. It's going to be the Cool Papa truck, driven by Butch Haerr. Butch with 2 trucks in this class. It's a 66 El Camino, Chevrolet all the way. Cool Papa has pulled on the TNT circuit for a long time. Butch Haerr from Nicholasville, Kentucky. Butch Haerr trying to get a bite in the track, and he comes up short. Well, Mark Haerr, congratulations on winning the two-wheel drive super modified class. It was great.
Thank you there. You know, like I said, I didn't think it would hold up, but it did there, and we're real tickled with the run there. Motors seemed to lock in good, and, you know, we're glad.
This was a tricky track to drive also.
Sure was. It was tough getting out of the hole. It was, you know, it's just that type of dirt, you know.
Well, it was a little on the greasy side here tonight, but you still made a super run, and we congratulate you, Mark Haerr. We'll be back with more on the TNT Red Man All-American Pulling Circuit right after this. You can hear the roar in the background as this building is coming to life as we go to the modified dragster tractors. It started out back in 1965 when the first V8 engine was put in the modified, and you can see behind me what we've got in 1988. We're going to start out with one of the best from Texas, Don Fenley with the Texas Funny Farmer. 3 big engines that are going to light these fires up. All right, from Texas, Don Fenley, the Texas Funny Farmer. He puts the visor down. Watch that hand as they run the hand throttles here in dragster tractor pulling. He's going to light her up. Turn it loose. And you can see they are just not getting the kind of hole shot. So here we go with the Sassy Massey. who won one class in the Houston Astrodome. Bill Patterson also has the two-wheel drive funny car back home in New York State where he lives. But right now he's doing the driving for the Sassy Massey, based out of Ware, New Hampshire. These engines will generate somewhere around 6,000 horsepower altogether. They'll turn the tires at about 140 miles per hour. But here, it doesn't really matter how much power, how much wheel speed, you've got to get locked into the track.
Sassy Massey spinning out at 131.92 feet. The modifieds are having as much trouble with this track as the two-wheel drives.
The Fancy Farmer, driven by Bob Elliott out of Bayfield, Kentucky, is the guy that can get locked into the track, and he can make that run when he really needs to. He's going to go right in the center of the track. I'm not sure if placement of the sled on the starting line is going to mean a whole lot at the Bull here in Birmingham. From Charlotte, North Carolina, 6,000 horsepower. Engines alone are 30 grand apiece. You've got about $140,000 invested in this modified tractor. Paul Norman lining up the sled on the left-hand side of the track. Nobody has been on the left-hand side. The green light is on, the green flag is out. He turns it loose. The All-Pro War Wagon takes the early lead here, but don't forget, Freeman's going to pull. We've got Engler yet to pull. Norman is far from being home in this class. He's made a full pull, but watch this guy. Freddie Freeman out of Wadesville, Indiana, currently number 3 in the Redman Pulling Series. Watch that right hand. That throttle goes down. Those superchargers open up. Many consider the #1 modified dragster tractor in America. Even though he's number 2, he's only 7 points behind Paul Norman. And Tim Engler's got to make a full pull to send this class, along with Fred Freeman and Paul Norman, into the pull-off. Let's see what he can do here. The green flag is out. He needs a full pull. Makes it number 3 in the pull-off. So now we go. It'll be Paul Norman, Fred Freeman, and Tim Engler, the top 3 tractors on the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Circuit. And as you can see, Tim Engler is excited about this pull-off because he wants to gain points on Paul Norman and Fred Freeman on the TNT Redman Circuit. So here we go, right down to the nitty-gritty of pull-off, which is always exciting.
We'll be back with the 3 top super pulling rails on the circuit going after each other in the pull-off.
They always say,
well, this is what everybody dreams of, a pull-off. And we get right down to brass tacks. No messing around now here. It'll be Paul Norman with the All-Pro Auto Parts going against Fred Freeman's Mean Mistreater and Tim Engler's Mission Impossible. 1, 2, and 3, just the way they are in the Redman TNT point standings, is the way they'll run here tonight. So here we go. They line it up on the starting line. Paul Norman from Charlotte, North Carolina. Paul Norman's distance to beat, 141.02. It's a good mark. This class is going right down to the end. It's not over yet. Fred Freeman now is lining up in the center, maybe toward the right-hand side. This class has just gotten better and better as we pulled here tonight. Now watch Fast Freddy's right hand. He's quick on the throttle, quick on the draw. Nearly 10 gallons of alcohol. All together, he'll burn. Freddie Freeman. And Fred Freeman has taken the lead. Mean Miss Streeter. Fred Freeman takes the lead with a whopping 152.64, and Tim Engler has got his work cut out for him. It looks like they've got a problem. One of the engines is not firing. They're checking the kill switch right now. This could be real disaster for Tim Engler tonight. All right, the left engine is not running. The left engine did not fire. So he's only got the right engine and the front engine. He'll only be running 4,000 horsepower against everybody else's 5 or 6. 152.64 is the distance to beat. And you can see with 2 engines what he did. Congratulations for winning the modified dragster class here tonight in Birmingham.
Thank you very much, Dave.
I tell you, they really liked you here. They liked the horsepower of the tractors, and it was a great 3-way pull-off.
Basically, I was just trying to stay in the middle of the track in the second round because that's where most everybody had went, and that's where the loose dirt was.
That's going to do it here from Birmingham, Alabama. This has been the Red Man TNT All-American Pulling Circuit. We'll see you next time.